Hey guys, Connie here. Welcome back to another video. So today's topic that I wanted to talk about is I want to live and not just survive, right? I want to live and not survive. And so disclaimer, I'm not a professional. Please seek professional help. This is just for entertainment, educational purposes. Only view this at your discretion. All my videos are just me sharing my experience. Please seek out professional help, okay? So Conde, ever since she was younger, had to be performative, all right, to be able to receive the attention from her own father. And so I went my whole life thinking that if I gave friends all my money, my time, if I gave relationships my body, that they would stay. And to this day, at age 24, I finally woke up to that. And it wasn't like I knew what I was doing. Sometimes you have to repeat those cycles and then have that willpower to get out of that. And it was really hard because I felt the shame, the guilt, and I wanted to share with you guys what this process looked like, because social media has a tendency to highlight things that make it not real as they appear. And so this looked like overperforming at work. This looked like doing so much for everybody else, but basically being depleted. This looked like, this relationship is working, then I realized it wasn't. It was coming from a place of wanting a need to be fulfilled, but only I could feel that. And at the time, even to this day, it's hard for me to kind of like still be there for myself. I'm still learning. This is still new to me. But the thing is that I'm so excited to share this with you guys, because the gift of pain is so beautiful, because you really get to see your worth, okay? And all my relationships, all my friendships, all my life was about surviving, making it to the next paycheck, just being anxious about who would hang out with me, being anxious about X, Y, and Z. And like, I remember I would do so much for people, but I never felt anything. Like, my heart was blocked. I was attracting the wrong, crowd. I was overweight. And the collect that I'm talking to right now is experiencing this feeling of like, is it even worth trying anymore? Because it feels so discouraging. Should I just give up on life? Should I just throw away my health? Should I just not believe in love? Should I just quit on my dreams? And the answer is no. You need to believe in the impossible. You need to believe that you actually have what it takes, that you can live and not survive. Okay, because survival, you care only about yourself. Everyone that you see in this world, 99% of the population is living off of survivor mode. And it's really hard to tell yourself you're worthy, to get in those rooms where you do have the friendships, you do have the relationships, you do have the space to become a different version. And so I experienced many different deaths in my life, but the hardest part is deaths of the old self that just no longer serves, the self-abandonment, neglection, and wounds and stuff like that. And so when I say that I want to live and not survive, I was tired of being treated like the best option or the only option. I was tired of someone looking at me as if I could do something for them, as if like I have to try really hard for friendships, or should I just give up on the dating life, right? And so you're going to experience these things. Like, for example, am I ever going to be a millionaire? Am I ever going to be a mom? Should I just give up now? And more than ever in the spiritual world, there's been this bipolar force, right? So it's like, it just feels like everything is being amplified. Like, you don't know why you're crying. You just want to give up right now. You feel so emotional all the time. And there's so many information about what could go wrong, what could go right. And you're just so scared. And you just don't know if you have what it takes to live that life. I've been through that, and I'm still on that. We'll forever be on that. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I have it all figured out. I'm forever going to figure it out. But what I can tell you is I was tired of being inconsidered. I was tired of feeling so small. I was tired of not believing in myself. I was tired of showing up for everybody else and having no room and space for Conde to show up for herself. I was tired of surviving, and I just had enough. And I remember when you go through heart rebirths and you are trying to transform, you're going to eat and cry and sleep, and it feels like everything is falling apart. It's because the moment you decided you want better, the death of that old world is gone away. You're now in this void space. And this void space can be like identity issues. Realizing the friends you hang out with are just not your friends anymore. Realizing that the financial patterns that you have need to go, or maybe you need to go on a new diet, whatever that looks like. And the thing is that you're not in the old world, but you're not in the new world yet. And the new world is there, and it's this void space that people get lost. Had you taken the step further and continue to pray, continue to meditate, continue to believe in yourself, even if you don't feel like it. And the thing is, it's gonna feel like a mess. You're literally gonna feel like you have nothing going for yourself and that you should just give up. But the thing is, you're not giving up, you're giving in to that doorway of that new reality. Okay, I want you to know that if you've tried everything, if you tried to save that relationship, if you tried that business plan, if you tried that thing, and it's just like, I'm doing it, but I don't feel it, I don't think it's gonna work out, you're in that void space. God needs you to believe that it is absolutely achievable before you can give into that new reality. You're not giving up. The only thing you're giving up is the self and the world that no longer serves, because you tried that world. I mean, it got you here, but it's not gonna get you in here. So in real life, I'm gonna give you guys an example because I love vulnerability. I love transparency. This is how I connect with you guys. So I have a lot of empathy, right? I grew up being that girl that everybody closed their heart off, but I don't want to do that. I care so much. But the thing is, people that have empathy and no boundaries is dangerous because they're sabotaging themselves and everyone around them. You're basically a home that's been ransacked with no windows, doors, no boundaries, no values. And so you're never going to be treated good. But when you have empathy, okay, and you're standing up for yourself and you set your boundaries, you're teaching the world how to love you. I didn't know how to say no. In fact, it almost felt so shameful to say no, as if like I've committed a murder by saying no. And the thing is, I've been guilt tripped my whole life. I would apologize for simple things. Like I would look down all the time, stoop myself low, or when I'm walking at the gym, I'll pretend like I don't even exist. Like, I'm so sorry. Like apologizing for my existence. I had so much empathy for other people. When it came to myself, there was like this feeling of like, I don't deserve it, right? Which is not the case. And so the moment I decided I want to live and not survive was the moment I had to put myself first. Does that make sense? And it is so hard because when I was in that world, and obviously I realized I have to stand up. I have to say no. And it hurt so bad because it felt like this part of me that got me here has to be let go. And it's like, who am I? I don't want people to think that I'm this evil person. You know, even with the clients I work with disabled clients, you know, and the hardest thing is standing firm, because the thing is, people that have gone through trauma, sometimes without inner reflection and awareness, believe the world owes them everything. So like my clients, for example, are very much needy, very much like don't understand boundaries. It's because I didn't place one before. There's nothing wrong with being loving and tough love, but there is something wrong when you let people step over you. And so I had to realize, okay, so I can no longer abandon myself, and that is okay. I don't know what that looks like. And I remember like I'd be so anxious when people would text me. Like I'm very anal about times and schedules because my life used to be on the line, right? I used to grow up in strong survival mode in a refugee camp where it's like, you need to tell me the time and the place where that, because that was how it worked. So coming to America, even though I'm not in the refugee camp, I can see these programs and these patterns that I can't take to the new world. Because in a world where I am thriving, God doesn't operate on strong timelines and this time and like control. It's about flowing. And so I had a hard time flowing with God because I'm so used to my life, my safety, everything that I do is in the hands of someone else. I hate that. So I'd rather be independent and be an ass than be someone that relies on someone else and they not know the decisions, right? But I realized if I wanted to live and not survive, I have to let go of the timeline. If you are meant to be a mom at 30, you're meant to be a mom at 30. If you're meant to start a business at 27, you are meant to start a business at 27. I had to literally let go of this idea of timeline. Time doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. This is why people can stay in a state of depression for so long and a year goes by and they're like, what happened, right? And so I had to learn, okay, this old version who neglected herself, who could never say no, who was very anal about time, who was very stressed out. If I wanted a husband, babe, I was not in the frequency of that. Doesn't matter if I tell myself I love myself and if I didn't do the work. So when I was in this voice space, I literally would cry every single night. I was praying every single night. I was praying and I felt like I was going nowhere. But the thing is, I had to give up the skills, the beliefs, the programs that did not serve. Okay? It did not serve. Like if you want to get to the rich club, you can't be broke. You got to do the work. You have to earn your place. So I had to literally earn the spot. But the thing is, some people stay in that voice space for their whole entire lives. And the difference between one that goes into those rooms and goes into a different reality is the desire, the skill, and the willpower to do so. And what did this look like, right? Okay, I wanted to live. I don't want to survive. That meant I'm not going to wait around for somebody else to see me as their wife. Did it hurt? Yes. but I'm leaving. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to tell me to get a workout plan, right? I'm going to figure it out. I have videos on YouTube. I'm not going to wait around to tell someone that they love me. I'm going to learn how to love myself, right? So I'm going to start reading books. I'm going to start meditating. I'm going to start manifesting. I don't want to be around people that have no sense of self-worth, because then I am those people. Okay, I become those people. So I literally, in that voice space for years, regardless of relationships, situationships, gym, work, life, I still felt alone. I still told myself the story that I'm unlovable, that everything bad happens and I'm just never gonna go anywhere. So I literally had to stay there until I was ready to graduate into that world where I deserved everything. And guess what? God is good. So I'm gonna tell you guys some good things that happened because I did that. First of all, Kanye finally is decided that she's not a situationship. She's not someone's best option or only option. She's a wife. That itself is an internal work that I fought so hard. The second thing is putting myself first. So what does Kanye love to do? She feels good when she has her hair done, her nails done, her makeup done. She feels good when she goes to the gym. She feels good when she takes herself out to get some coffee. So it's like I started living the life that I wanted. And I might not be the millionaire now. I might not have the family now, but I'm going to take myself out on this date. And it wasn't like I didn't experience like the purging and the energies right now leaving my body. And the collective that I'm talking to right now, you know what I'm talking about. Your nervous system, immune system is messed up. Autoimmune, you're probably flared up. You're stressed as hell. You're sitting here and you can't do anything but smoke right now or drink because you're so anxious. Baby, you are trying to fight so hard to let go of the survival mode, so give it to God. And one of the prayers I love is Jesus Christ or Allah or Buddha or whoever you believe in that is of love and of light. I give to you what was unfinished, what was heavy, and what was burdened. I give you my fears, my shame, and doubt. And imagine that Creator taking away from your hands. I release it now. I now decided to invite love, invite peace, invite blessings and abundance and prosperity into my life now. Show me, divine God, what this looks like. Show me what it feels like. And I remember I used to say it like almost every day, like it was religion. Like it is, because we're now in this battle in the spiritual world to fight for our souls, to fight for our realities. And you have to have the desire to actually want better. So now in this current moment in time, Kanye is showing up regardless of her menses, regardless of her heartbreaks, regardless of the time that she wants to give up to go to the gym. Even though I eat chips and, I eat out, I have tacos, I'm going to go back to the diet that is good for me, okay? It is about when you fall, how can you get up? When can you get up? How many times can you get up? Over and over and over and over again. And I remember one of the things that I learned was because I am a beautiful woman, I let the world tell me that that is who I am, just a beautiful face. That the traumas that I have isn't worth anything, that I have no say in life and I'm just meant to be a trophy wife, right? But I realized that's not living, that itself is surviving. If I sit here and let them decide what I feel, them decide who I am, I'm surviving based off of their emotions to give into me. And one of the hardest things that I had to learn was if you are a hard worker and you show up for everybody else and they don't show up for you, that's your fault. Okay? And you can't be sad about it because you're validating what? I'm doing this for this person. Okay? They're not reciprocating back. I must be a bad person. So why are you abandoning yourself at the sake of what? Friendships and relationships? You need to leave. Okay, that was something that I had to tell myself was, yes, I'm telling myself I'm doing all these work, but I was regulating just to tolerate disrespect and not having the reality that I want. So in the world of relationships and friendships, right, I was doing all the prayers and meditations, I was working out, but I was showing it for half-assed people who didn't want better, who didn't want to grow. And if you want to smoke your life away, you can smoke your life away. But that is not who I am. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to say I was regulating to tolerate, but I'm staying in the same predicament. I was afraid. I abandoned myself because I didn't think that I was worthy of anything. I thought that maybe I'm going to lose the friends. I thought that maybe like I'm going to have to start over. I thought maybe like, oh my gosh, why is it so painful? And the thing is that when you try to live and not survive, you're going to continuously grow because you have to feel the pain, feel the suffering, and grow. You'll feel experience, feel more pain, more suffering. And the thing is, it's not for everybody. My soul came into this timeline to learn about self-acceptance, self-love, and to be happy with my own presence, to take myself on dates, to love this version of me, to feel home within myself, and to not need somebody else to make me feel some type of way, because the universe does not allow you to have what you need. It doesn't support desperation. In fact, desperation is what repels other people. And like I said, because I didn't think that I was lovable, I overextended, I overperformed, I overgave, I survived, okay? Just to reaffirm this belief that, oh my God, I must really not be lovable. So you see how this cycle spanned years, and it wasn't like I knew what I was doing. So the moment I stopped, those symptoms of like anxiety and stress and like fear came back. But the thing is that void space needs to happen for me to get into the world where I do feel love and I do feel valuable. And I wanted to wrap this up and kind of just to summarize everything. Again, I felt in my spirit to say is that we make self-care, personal development, and faith like it's some beautiful artwork. No, you're gonna mix the wrong colors up. You're going to have to restart. You're gonna have to get a new canvas. You're literally going to have to change everything about you. And the thing is, be okay. And you're gonna be scared because you're just not sure what your husband looks like, what the relationship looks like, if you're ever gonna lose the weight, if you're ever gonna start that business. But babe, it has to be better than the old world, because the thing is that like that old world is never gonna let you grow. And so the key to self-development and thriving and living is to bury, metaphorically, the self that just no longer serves. So in this case, the habits that you have to change, the relationships that you have to leave, it's gonna hurt, and it is okay to not be okay. And it is okay to grieve while simultaneously wanting love and giving love and experiencing joy. And like grieving is a receipt of love. So that was the hardest part for me, was like admitting I did love. I did love everybody that came into my life, and I had to let them go. I get to let them go because I love myself enough to step into this reality. And the thing is, in my spirit right now, I'm saying, please stop telling yourself you need to suffer and that like you're nothing without the person. The problem that we think is that we owe trauma something. We justify staying in that world of self-abandonment and neglect. Baby, if you wanted relationships and marriage, like taking that mindset is not going to get you anywhere. Okay, you have to think about your kids, your husband, your business. Like you want them to have the best version of you, even if you don't know what that looks like. And so we think we owe trauma loyalty. We think we owe people who were day ones, you know? And the thing is, that's great. You can love them from a distance, but the hardest part is like giving yourself permission to do better and like recognizing, hey, they did help me, but they don't want to grow, and my soul wants to grow, and I have to listen to my soul, because if I don't, I'm gonna end up like them. And the thing is, if you truly do believe in God, if you truly have people that look up to you and you want to do better, you're going to have to take the road less traveled, and you're going to have to be okay with surviving until you can thrive. And the thing is, those same people that were in the survival world see you thrive, they're going to talk crap about you. And guess what are you supposed to do about it? Everyone starts from the same position, the same platform. Everyone has trauma. It is about how many times you can tell yourself the truth, and if you actually want to thrive. Because the thing is, let's be real, we're tired of surviving. We're tired of trauma breeding trauma. We're tired of spirits and demons running around this world. We need light, we need love, we need angels, we need healing. We need to bring the power of the feminine back. We need to be the power of the healthy masculinity back. That is my confirmation verb, a confirmation cough, okay? Like basically saying what I'm spitting out is real. And so again, stop abandoning yourself and claiming empathy. Stop showing up for people that aren't showing up for you just to validate the fact that you're not worth pursuing. And the thing is that you are absolutely worth fighting for, or else you wouldn't be here on this earth. We might think that we're going through so much, but God is creating this big plan that we don't see, but we just have to trust. And that is the hardest part, is believing that you're absolutely worth pursuing, loving, protecting. And the thing is, the universe desires to give you all that you want. And the difference is like, how much are you willing to tell yourself the truth, right? You're the creator of your reality. You're the only one experiencing what you experience. And the thing is, not everyone is experiencing what you are, but those around you are experiencing the same thing. You attract people on a wounded level. So if you want to survive, if you want to thrive and not survive, you're going to have to let those wounds go. This is why two people can meet together, right? And then fall apart. Why? Because one chose to stay in that wound and validate that and one decided it wants to do better. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with it, but the thing also you have to understand is that if you're trying to thrive and not survive, you're going to have to let them go. You're going to have those tough conversations. And one of them I had recently was that, like, you can't keep telling yourself, Conde, that you're unlovable, that you're alone in this world. Because the thing is, when your husband comes, when the business idea comes, when the friends come, you're not going to sustain it. And then you're going to blame yourself for losing it and validate this cycle. And again, you are not allowed to have what you need. You're not. Because the moment you have what you need, you're not actually having a place of actually wanting the thing. It's from a place of a desperateness to fill a hole. This is why a lot of families have kids and they have a lot of traumas and they're not healed, is a desperation when it could have been healed if you had the honest conversation. We are here to thrive. We are not here to survive. That days are over. So whether it's your sign to do content creating or to go on the soul searching journey, to delay gratification, whatever that looks like, it sucks. You're going to stay in the void, and it is terrible. You're literally going to feel like oceans of waves of splashing at you. If you've ever been to the beach, the waves just keep coming, you keep drowning, you keep coming, but eventually, okay, it subsides. Eventually you will rise your head above the water, above the ocean, and realize you have all this power and that you can look beyond the ocean and see where it is that you want to go. And that's how life works. Is like, yes, you can take the heat, you can take the waves, but also you don't have to stay in that world. But that doesn't mean you're not going to go through those waves. Eventually you get better at swimming, okay? Again, I love you guys so much, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for watching this video. I will say is that it is so hard, because the moment you decide that you're worthy of love, although you will experience so much heaviness, so much pain, it almost just feels like you're feeling everything. Your heart is tender, like open wounds. Let God heal those wounds. Call out to God for help. And every relationship I've had claimed that they believed in something faithful, but their actions showed opposite. And I think it was my fault because of a self-abandonment wound. I decided to stay and tell myself this story that nobody loved me and yada, yada, yada. I was tired of that. My husband is waiting for me. My future kids are waiting for me. This business partner is waiting for me. Like, my life is waiting for me. And I'm tired of surviving. I am tired. I have the desire. I want better. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm willing to go through the hell of it and go through the wilderness, because it has to be better than where I was. And that is what life is. Life doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. And the thing is, once you get stronger, you can make it easier for other people. And growing and loving yourself and thriving is one of the most selfless acts you can ever do. It is a service that you can give to the world. So for those that care about people, okay, the best thing you could do is care about yourself, because then you make it easier for other people by providing the space for them to do the same. And I just felt like I had to share this too. Is I am so proud of myself because I overcame this need for other people to validate my existence. Like, if they don't text, they don't text. But I'm not going to be anxious and wait around for them to respond, okay? If Conde wants to do something, I'm going to prioritize that. So lately, I've just been going to the gym a little more. I've been loving the body. I've been slowly monitoring the food that I eat. And when Conde wants to eat fries, she's going to eat fries. But the thing is, she has the skills and the knowledge to bounce back like she always has. And so that's just an update. And I've been on this journey with Jesus, with God. I have a great relationship, and I could just feel that spirit. Just it is so beautiful. Life is so beautiful. And at first, it was really hard to tell myself that there must be, the grass is greener on the other side despite everything. But the thing is that, like, I'm going to use my trauma, okay, to find my treasures in life, to find what I was always looking for. The difference is my willpower to do so. And I was tested over and over and over and over again. Can I keep my heart open? Can I be feminine? Can I be loving? Can I be kind and not bleed this disease onto everybody else? Even though I've been hurt and I have these wounds, am I willing to show up for other people and care for other people and heal other people despite me hurting? And that is why I am deserving of all that the universe has to offer, all of Jesus that has to offer, because I did what a lot of people don't want to do, which is to love harder, stronger, louder when it wasn't in me, but the decision to do so. And so the collective I'm talking about right now, you know what I'm talking about, okay? You absolutely have what it takes. And the thing is, you're no different than me. I'm no different for you. Baby, it's just skill sets. So that's 20% of life. If you have the willpower, everything will be given back to your hands, okay? And the thing is, God restores what is lost. And I have a feeling to say is if you're looking for your soulmate, I want you to understand this concept that I learned. Everything that you pour into relationships, the moment you know your worth, you accept your worth, and you do that internal work, it's going to be relocated. I want you to think of a GPS map, right? Your destination is your soulmate, okay? You are your soulmate, but you know, you want to track that. It's going to reroute. That's what it is. Let's say, for example, you think this is the road, this might be the person, ended up failing. God will reroute you if you have the desire, the skill, and the knowledge to do so. And the thing is, don't spread that disease into somebody else. And the thing is, the rerouting will happen. In my life, it happened like so many times that I can count, okay? So many times. But that doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. My soul just came into this world, and that is the lesson that it has to learn. And so I share this with you guys with full vulnerability and transparency. I am not perfect. I'll never be perfect. I don't care to be perfect. But what I do care about is that you take the wisdom and the experience that I have and make a better decision to bring more love, to bring more light, hope, peace, and joy into your life. Like I always say, be fruitful, go forth, and multiply Christ consciousness.